Some feel most comfortable following a marked trail. Others look at an unbroken wilderness and feel an undeniable urge to leave the first footprint. Traditional numerology categorizes this specific drive, the instinct to create your own direction, rather than waiting for someone else to lead, as life path number 1. Reduce the month, day, and year of a birth date to single digits, then add them to find your core number, like a bold 1. The exception? If your math results in 11, 22, or 33, you stop. These master numbers bypass final reduction. The resulting digit doesn't predict your future or promise success. Think of it as a symbolic blueprint, highlighting a natural, internal instinct for taking the initiative. A common assumption is that this life path is destined to become a loud, cutthroat CEO or politician. The reality is usually much quieter. It's an unshakable urge for self-reliance. They look at how things have always been done and wonder how they could be done entirely differently. But this creates a unique tension. The number 1, by its very definition in both mathematics and symbolism, stands completely alone. If you are hardwired for absolute independence, how do you navigate a world that constantly requires collaboration, compromise, and connection? When left to their own devices, people with this life path display highly specific psychological strengths. They possess the courage to act without having all the answers, a forward-thinking vision, and the resilience to keep working long after others quit. These traits pull them toward professional environments that reward initiative. You'll frequently find them as entrepreneurs, as creative directors, or even architects, roles that prioritize ownership over routine maintenance. Place them in any workplace, and they rarely ask, "What is everyone else doing?" Their default setting is to analyze the existing system and find a better way to build it. This momentum requires a specific environment to survive. They thrive when they can make independent decisions and take ownership of the outcome. Put them under heavy bureaucracy or micromanagement, and their motivation evaporates. Their greatest advantage is the ability to take the first step into the unknown. Activating that advantage, however, requires a high degree of personal autonomy. That autonomy becomes complicated when it collides with the reality of working with other people. Because their minds are locked onto progress, slow decision-making or repeated delays quickly generate intense frustration. Strong conviction hardens into outright stubbornness. They become so accustomed to solving problems on their own that asking for support begins to feel deeply uncomfortable. Over time, that prized independence turns into unnecessary isolation. Beneath the outward confidence lies a surprising vulnerability. Because they tie their identities so closely to their achievements, many harbor an intense, paralyzing fear of personal failure. For someone walking this path, external competition is rarely the problem. Their greatest threat is their own internal rigidity. This tension extends directly into romantic relationships and partnerships. An independent spirit requires a highly specific kind of match. They need someone who completely respects their need for regular personal time, but who also possesses the emotional security to stand their ground and offer honest perspective. This map illustrates numerological compatibility. A life path 1 pairs well with number 3 for creative warmth, 5 for shared freedom, and 8 for matching ambition. Regardless of pairing, affection isn't grand speeches. They show love through action, solving problems, planning, and providing stability. A successful marriage for this archetype does not mean merging two identities into a single unit. It means two strong individuals choosing to walk parallel paths, encouraging each other along the way. This brings us back to the central tension of the pioneer. The ultimate lesson of life path number 1 is not about proving you can survive on your own. It is about mastering the delicate balance between fierce independence and vulnerable connection. Learning to stand alone is only the first half of the equation. Learning to grow alongside others is the second. This redefines what leadership actually means for a mature number 1. True influence isn't measured by how many people follow you. It is measured by how many people become stronger because of you. Getting there requires intentional, daily practice. It means choosing to actively listen before making decisions. It requires accepting that asking for help is a strategic strength, and intentionally pausing to celebrate progress rather than immediately sprinting toward the next finish line. Numerology is a mirror, not a cage. It doesn't dictate your future or force you into a specific box. Instead, it offers a framework for your natural instincts, leaving you with one final question. What kind of pioneer do you actually want to become?